The Real Housewives of Atlanta came out in 2008. It's been around since the last financial meltdown, and 15 years later, history is repeating itself. But for years, people talked about the Bravo Real Housewives curse. So many married women that appeared on the show in divorce court, and the show was always blamed, of course. Some people may call it the reality curse. But before the end of this video, I'm going to speak on more of what it really is. No doubt about it, you have a lot of couples impacted by the so-called reality TV curse, and dozens from the Real Housewives franchises alone. So many Bravo could release a whole new show starring the marriages destroyed after these folks joined the Housewives. And that goes for all of them, not just Atlanta. Atlanta, though, the Black franchise, it's been so many divorces, especially in the last 2 years. In 2021, it was Kenya Moore. She and her husband split up after barely making 2 years of marriage. And honestly, when it came to Kenya, I couldn't help but think of the role that she played on the show in the breakdown of Phaedra Parks and Apollo years ago. She was literally on the show being inappropriate with another woman's husband. And for some reason, the fans didn't give the type of backlash that it deserved. Also in 2021, Fallon, who appeared on the show but she wasn't a star, she ended up in divorce after barely being married for 2 years. In 2022, it was Cynthia Bailey. She and her husband married for less than 2 years. They broke up, and that was Cynthia's second marriage that started and ended on the show. I mean, 2 gigantic, expensive weddings on the same show, both of them unsuccessful. Crazy. Then the beginning of 2023, it was Drusa Dora, who was married to her husband for 8 or 9 years before breaking up. And the latest woman that appeared on the Real Housewives of Atlanta previously, and now she's at the courthouse trying to divorce her husband, is Eva Marcel. Eva marched down to the Fulton County Courthouse and filed those divorce papers. This is after 4 years of marriage and after she got her husband to adopt her daughter. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Eva Marcel, formerly known as Eva Marcel Pickford, she's from LA, but she moved to Atlanta for college. That's where she attended Clark Atlanta University. She planned to finish up at Clark and go to law school, but ended up dropping out of Clark Atlanta after going with her friend to try out for America's Next Top Model, hosted by the show's executive producer, Tyra Banks. Eva, who did not expect to win, she ended up shining above all the women and winning the whole cycle. Now, the ladies on the Real Housewives of Atlanta can be really messy. I really believe they influenced at least 3 generations to become the most shady bunches of women you'll ever meet. And the castmates, friends of the show, and fans, they've been dragging Eva for years, saying that she used to date women, but Eva denied that a couple of times. She was engaged to actor Lance Gross for a couple of years. Then she moved on to rapper Flo Rida. After that, it was Kevin McCall. That was a toxic relationship. She really didn't know him at all before getting pregnant by him, which is always a no-no. You never go around making babies with men who are not committed to you. But you especially don't make babies with men you don't even know. Eva admitted that she didn't know him like that and accused him of DV. Kevin, who admitted to DV with another woman, denied DV with Eva. So after Kevin McCall, Eva started dealing with an attorney in Atlanta, Michael Sterling. Around that time, her daughter with Kevin was about 1 or 2 years old. Eva alienated Kevin, and although they never really had a decent relationship, she even denied him the opportunity to have a relationship with his daughter. And by the way, her daughter looks just like Kevin McCall. Eva started dating Michael Sterling and basically introduced him into her daughter's life as her father. Michael Sterling was an advisor to Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed, and when Reed was ending his final term, Michael decided to run for mayor of Atlanta in 2017. He was not successful there. Ultimately, it was Keisha Lance Bottoms who won that year, and they stressed Keisha out so bad she didn't even bother to run again. I mean, she was being called out left and right from all kinds of groups. The most hectic time of her term was around the pandemic.
Come out, Keisha. That's all we asking. Come walk with us, Keisha. Come protest with us, Keisha. Where you at? Quit closing them blinds. See, you thought we couldn't find your address, see, but I can. I did.
So yeah, Mike ran for mayor of Atlanta in 2017. The following year in 2018, Michael married Eva. She gave birth to their first son that same year. She ended up getting pregnant again and gave birth to their second son. Eva wanted to completely cut off all signs of Kevin McCall, so she went to file documents for her husband to adopt her daughter and changed her last name from Kevin McCall's last name to Michael Sterling's name.
It's not just advice for parents, but it's an insight about my life and kind of what I'm going through, and hopefully someone can relate and learn something from it. So for me, I just went through a name change for my firstborn, Marley Ray. So Marley was born in 2014, and I gave her her biological father's name. And after 2 months, we became estranged, and I raised her as a single mom. And then the good Lord saw fit for me to meet an amazing man, Michael Sterling, who has become my husband and the father of my later children. And so, long story short, we all have the name Sterling, and Marley is the only one with her biological father's name. And I saw it necessary, and Mike saw it necessary, to change her name. And so we've been going through the process, which I must say is not an easy process. It is not for the faint of heart, but we've been working through it. And yesterday, I can say that thank you for the Honorable Judge Manning here in Fulton County Court granted me a name change for Marley. She is now officially and legally Marley Ray Sterling. And so she asked for all vital records to be changed, her birth certificate, her social security card, health board, everything. And for my family, it's amazing because you know what? I never really wanted my daughter to feel like odd man out. And I didn't think about it when having her, but now that I am married and I do have more children, it's, she started our family. And since, she is the head as far as the kids are concerned, I felt it necessary that she take the same name that we have. And so, that's where I'm at with it.
Nah, I'm not down with this selfish nonsense. The way for your daughter to have the same last name as you, your husband, and your sons is for you to have had her by your husband. This is just crazy, and then look what happened now. As you can imagine, Kevin McCall wasn't happy about that at all.
It is. Don't talk about it, be about it. I ain't had no talking. Just trying to get my baby, I'ma be about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show up in town. I'm gonna pay my lawyer. Moms, you're gonna have to give her to me. Marley, your daddy finna get you, baby. Like.
Although Kevin had intentions of showing up, he was right there at the courthouse. He ended up having words with one of the officers there. They tried to arrest him. One of them fell. It was just a big circus that started because they said that Kevin was recording in the courthouse. So they arrested him and he wasn't able to even attend the hearing. Nevertheless, the name change was granted in a Georgia court. One, it was well known for years and revealed by Kevin that Eva was keeping his daughter away from him, and now she was giving her daughter her husband's last name as if she didn't have a father at all. It was pretty disrespectful. Evil Eva even admitted it herself, telling People magazine, quote, "McCall is not in my life and he's not in Marley's life. I have full custody. Michael is Marley's father. Kevin ain't nothing but a memory." And now a couple of years later, they've only been married for like 4 full years. Eva went to the courthouse and filed for a divorce. They already separated, and Eva is asking a judge to grant her legal and primary custody of all 3 kids. Eva says that she should be the parent who has the final say on all decisions related to their kids, as she feels she's the fit and proper caregiver. Eva is also asking for child support as well as medical support, dental, all of it. And you already know, since this guy adopted her daughter, he's going to be on the hook for her too. I gotta be honest though, I don't feel sorry for Michael Sterling at all. Let me tell you why. See, Michael Sterling didn't have any kids when he met Eva, and he did what a lot of simps do that get with women who make bad decisions and try to help them clean it all up. Getting pregnant by Kevin McCall was a bad decision. She didn't know him well and she really dropped the ball there. Made a horrible decision, but instead of being a woman and doing what she had to do to clean it up herself the best she could, she just decided to completely erase Kevin. She found a new man, Mike, a simp, and Mike helped her erase Kevin as well out of his own daughter's life. That's just disgusting, by the way. He's supposed to be a Morehouse man, an upstanding guy, some sort of leader. But instead of leading Eva and working things out with Kevin, he decided to get on board with the plan and hijack the man's kid. Stepdad is one thing, but he wanted to be looked at as her only dad and number one. And I just can't respect that she already had a dad. Now, bitter, evil women won't see anything wrong with that, taking a daughter away from her father. But I have an issue with it. I mean, look at this kid. She's her father's twin. She looks nothing like Mike, nothing like her little brothers, nothing like Eva. Like, how can you erase Kevin when you see his kid right there? It's flat out disrespectful. Eva and Mike, they both robbed the daughter from the connection with her father and his family. Mike and Eva, they're so selfish that they don't even know or care about the damage that they've caused to her daughter. It's not right, and Eva is forever wrong for that. There's no way for her to be seen as a decent woman for doing that. And then Mike, how do you take another man's child and deny him from seeing his own kid? If Kevin was deceased, that would be different. The guy is living though and considers his daughter to be his child. How could he sit back and see what Eva was doing and then join in? And then he wanted to be the mayor of Atlanta? This guy isn't fit to lead anybody, let alone a city, one of the largest in the southern United States. At the end of the day, Mike is going to be the biggest loser here. He's the one who made the decision to marry a woman who already had somebody else's kid. He wasn't 100% comfortable with dealing with the father of that child, so he also did whatever he could to cut him off. And then Eva, she was trying to attract herself and her daughter to the man with the biggest bag. She was a Z-lister for a long time, and she wasn't doing well financially before Mike. Mike was a high-value man, and getting with him gave her stability. Now that she's on her feet, and she's got these kids, and even got this simp to adopt her kid, she's walking out of the door with those kids, and she's about to make him pay child support for all of them. When you think about these housewives, I think it's less of a curse and more of just these women getting on these shows, getting all the attention, popularity from the fans, and them just becoming more of who they really are. They already had the diva, boss chick, feminism all in them. So whenever they get on these shows, they basically become more difficult to deal with, more incompatible, and it's impossible to make a relationship work like that. I just don't understand how a lawyer can get himself caught up into a situation like this. He's out here giving statements, talking about he's not going to lose his wife, and I'm just looking like this guy is obviously in need of SIMPTERVENTION. It's just embarrassing at this point. Mike, it's over. She filed the papers on you. It wasn't impulse. It was calculated. And you're the only one who couldn't see it. Eva, she's got a lot of supporters and a lot of them are acting like she's a victim. But I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for Eva. I also don't feel sorry for Mike. I do, though, feel sorry for Eva's daughter. Mike's boys, though, they won't be taken away from him like Eva's daughter was taken away from her father. No way, he's the one with the money. So yeah, I do feel sorry for the daughter, that's all. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. How do you think Mike would take it if Eva got with another man and tried to kick him out of his son's lives? Oh yeah, and if her new man assisted her. Mike, sir, how would that impact you? Special thank you to Judas Lion and Jeremy. I appreciate you all for your support, as well as Christopher B, Dark Power, and Carlos. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.